that'll work. That's fine. So we're live. We're about to go on and let's get it together. All right. See you. All right. All right. Just waiting for Donatella to come on. Miss Donatella, we're waiting on you. Who said 10 minutes? Yeah, we're live.
You ready for me to welcome? So exciting. Three, two, one. Hello and welcome back to Journeys from Lagos to Brooklyn. I am so excited. It seems like it has been a million years since we've connected, and today we have two guest stars, which I'm super excited about, right? I think excited and pivot are going to be my words for this episode. So today we have the pleasure of having Chef Z from Africa on Instagram. So go ahead, run those follows up. And the beautiful Epiphany of Epiphany Entertainment. Yay! So I think what we should do, let's jump right into letting both Z and Epiphany introduce themselves to you. Now, for those of you who are watching, we are streaming live on multiple platforms. So if you want to interact with comments, you can do that for each one of us individually. Pick your favorite place. As you know, you can go to Amarachi Studios on Facebook and leave your comments there, or go to Instagram. And since today is all about our guest, Z from Africa and Epiphany Entertainment, I suggest that you run over to their Instagrams and you leave some comments there. So when you guys are ready, let me know, and we'll just switch right over to you so you can do your introduction. Oh, thanks for the pivot. Ow! I realize I'm not live myself. And that's the fun thing about being live. You get to see all the behind the scenes right up in your face. Fun, fun, fun. So I think the camera's on YouTube. So who's gonna introduce themselves first? Awesome. That sounds good. Hmm. Awesome. So, like I said, we're streaming on multiple platforms, but I think you dropped a lot of knowledge in that tidbit of information I need you to backtrack and reiterate. So, you threw a term out that you and Z do when you're sampling food. And I actually, which is part of why, my Instagram name is My Hungry World, right? So it's everything that I'm passionate about. And I think people should, conquer life, conquer their passions, one passion at a time, no matter what they are and how many you have, whether that is food, whether that's travel, whether it's entertainment, whether it's lifestyle. And I happen to be one of those people that thinks entrepreneurship is awesome. But I feel like social media has kind of, looked at those people who have 9 to 5, who have careers that they work really hard at, and kind of told them, hey, it's not cool to be a 9 to 5er. So I have been a 9 to 5er longer than more of the lifespan of the majority of men who pop into my DM. So, I love corporate America, right? But I applaud people like yourself. And I think there's also something I learned during the pandemic, which a lot of people didn't know, that it is a proven fact that the most successful and educated minority in the United States is the African, is the Nigerian, actually. We found that out when Trump tried to take away the passports, and then we had the pandemic, and then we didn't have enough doctors. Guess who we had to go and get? Those same Nigerian doctors who we took away their passport, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's beautiful. I'm super excited to have you here. And once again, I have sampled Chef Z's cuisine. Chef Z, do you want to remind them what I had on Friday?
Oh, absolutely. Cuisine was phenomenal on Friday. It was one of my pop-ups. Two chefs, one Africa, under the Z Test Kitchen. I had my good friend Ade come out from North Carolina, and we made some really, really, really
Is
good.
that where she was from?
She is from North
I
Carolina.
loved her.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved her.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
birth, she's from Benin, but now she lives in North Carolina. Anyway, last Friday we had a really, really awesome pop up. If you missed out, shame on you, shame on you. I hope you come to the next one. The menu was Pan African. We had lobster tails that were Ethiopian inspired. We had pork belly that was inspired by Benin. We did plantain three ways. We did chicken wings because we know everybody loves a good chicken wing.
Absolutely.
And for dessert, we had really, really lovely African panna cotta. It was spiced with Kenyan chai spices. So you get like this European dessert, but it's remixed with African flavors. And oh my gosh, it was mind blowing.
It really
Mind
was.
blowing.
It really was. I enjoyed it. No, my on my Instagram, I shared with everyone the flyer that I created for that day
Yes.
of going to Harlem, which was great. And so let me just explain. I know we have people who are jumping in on Instagram, and normally when you're live on Instagram, the purpose is to engage you beautiful people who take moments from your day to jump into our live. And so I don't want you to feel neglected, but I want you to understand that we're also streaming on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously across 3 different platforms. So today our structure is for Journeys from Lagos to Brooklyn is really to feature and highlight the contributions of Z, who is a chef, and Epiphany, who is in entertainment, right? Also an actor. Also, everybody's quite educated here. But let's bring the focus back home to where we are right now, which is Amarachi Bar and Restaurant. Woo! So you guys know right now I'm kind of tripping out because I hear my voice in excellent sound and it sounds great. And my mother always gives me this joke that I chose the career that I have because I love to hear my own self speak. And now it's in stereo, so I'm really excited. But today we're actually having Chef Z and Epiphany join us in Amarachi. And in a moment, we're going to get to the Grand Poobah, Bub, because he has to introduce. But, he's back behind the scenes doing a few things right now. But they're going to kind of have a discussion. We talk about anything and everything here. We're going to keep it clean. not talk about anything too scary. I don't want to run our chef out of out of the restaurant. But what's great is people get on me all the time during all of our lives. One particular person, what's his name? David Brack? Is that his name?
Nah, David is actually cool with you. It's Brandon that hates when you
Oh, Brandon, this is for you. So Brandon is always talking about how much I eat, right? And so, these last couple of years have been really difficult for me. A lot of people know that I've been dealing with this aggressive stalker. And so you have to find your comfort zone. And so I found my comfort in food. And when you're being stalked or you're a victim of domestic violence, you can ask anyone, whether it's a man or a woman, the last thing you want is to be in a one-on-one relationship with that person. So every time you see me consuming food, understand I'd rather be somewhere in a healthy relationship, but I'll just have food instead, right? So today we're going to be sampling cuisine. Chef Zi and Epiphany have looked at our menu. We're going to be ordering food in real time because food is prepped at Amarachi, but everything is basically made fresh. So you people who know that you come here and you have the snapper, you wait usually about 20, 25 minutes because it's going to be cooked nicely. So while Zi and Epiphany look at the menu, we're going to switch over to my favorite new BFF, Boo.
Wait, new? How long we been doing this?
What?
New? I'm your new BFF? I thought I've been your BFF.
Well, you abandoned me for a few minutes because
okay.
New York City
Listen,
was
I
opening
do that
back
to
up.
everybody. The love still stays the same. I got to spread it around, But anyway, thank you, everyone. Chef Z, welcome.
Thank you.
I just want to tell a brief story about how I met Chef Z and Epiphany. I woke up, I think it was a Sunday morning, one of those many days that all my staff called out. So I had to get up super early to get over here and cook. And then I'm on Instagram and I just get a notification. We're tagged in this video. But the video is like an hour and something long. But I'm like, you know what? I just got to. So as I'm getting ready, I'm watching you guys. And I was just so fascinated and appreciative because, usually when people want to do something, they'll contact you. They'll say, hey, listen, this is what I want to set up. Da, 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 da. You guys didn't call me. You guys didn't call the You just ordered the food and you were going to eat it. And it was organic and it was, amazing. And I literally, my heart was beating beep, 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 to see whether, you guys are going to like the food. And if Chef Z had crushed me, we wouldn't be here today. Luckily, you guys love the food. But in the video, you guys ordered eba, which is gari cassava, is a cassava mold, along with jollof rice and suya or something else you ordered. No, jollof rice and jerk chicken.
And
yes.
oxtail.
And the oxtail, yes. So those went well, and then the gari came and the eba came and you're like, I don't like this one. And I was like, of course, you're missing the main component of eba, which is the soup and the stew. And in our culture, we the soup and the stew provide the flavor, and the meat and the fish it's the good part of the meal. The gari is just the starch. It's just like eating white rice.
Yeah.
Right.
No, without any gravy or any sauce to it. So I was like, okay, I want to invite y'all back down to Amarachi and have gari the way it's intended to be had. And then we'll see if you like it or not. Right. And we're going to throw in another dish there to see if you like that one as well. We have a new dish that we're working with that's about the grains because, rice, positive, negative, people are, starting to fade rice a little bit. So we came up with an alternative. So we're going to debut it with you all today.
Oh, wow,
and
exciting.
We'll see how you like it. So I think the food is pretty much ready.
Yeah.
So if you all are ready to chow down, we're ready to serve you.
We're ready.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to put my order in.
Yes.
As I have not ordered as yet.
Miss Bree.
Brianna.
Miss Bree, our fantastic Bree. We are ready for the. So in Nigeria, when you're eating eba, you have to wash your hands. So she's about to bring you a calabash or a bowl of warm water, so you can wash your hands
So
and dive in.
say that about Eba because in South Africa we have pap.
Pop, okay.
In Zimbabwe it's Zaza or Istrala. And if you're in Kenya, it is ugali.
Mm.
So it's basically cornmeal that's been
Yes.
pounded.
Yes.
And if you eat that alone, it has no flavor.
It has no flavor.
It's very bland.
Bland. Yep.
But once you
But
put
it's the
that-
power. It's what gives you the energy to work and go through your day.
Yeah,
But you need the side dish,
yes,
you know.
yes.
And in Nigeria, not only do we have that, but we have the pounded yam. We have fufu, which is a very close relative to gari. I just hate the smell of fufu. Like fufu stinks, and I chose like we're not gonna have that, and I'm right. Like people could, if I serve fufu here, nobody would stay. Like nah, I ain't going to that spot. That place stinks. I'm not doing that. So we faded fufu, and but we also have other meals used like cornmeal, like ekor. We call it ekor. You know, we have moi moi. You know, all these like solid foods that you can use soup and stew to eat as well. So, but eba is like the fan favorite. You know, it's the common man's food. You know, when you go up the social ladder, people like to eat pounded yam. Pounded yam is a lot more labor intensive. You got to really pound that yam, and you got to come out perfectly. It has, you know, so pounded yam is like for the rich folks. Eba is for the everyday Nigerian, you know, that fills them up. You know, you can eat it in the morning, afternoon, and night. And it's my favorite of all the three. For whatever reason, I love Eba more than
You're
pounded
basically
yam.
saying you're well off, huh?
No, I like Eba. I like Eba.
Bob strays away from us.
Listen,
So let's
my
catch
father,
his food.
my father had a farm. Okay, yes, my father had a farm, and we had a yam farm, and we had a cassava farm. So you know, we made both. So
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt while we prepare to look at this wonderful dish while Bob can explain what the dish is. I have to give a shout out to Rico Innocent on Instagram, who has a clothing line coming out probably for 2022, who just purchased a badge from me. So in today's show, we're going to talk about monetization on Instagram, which is really key to your brand. And you know, that's the new dish. I think I'm gonna have. I was going to have linguini, but again, especially for you, Chef Z, you bring a lot to the table in Epiphany Entertainment. You want to get familiar with the selling of badges while you're on live on Instagram. And right now, the monetary cost to purchase them, at least for myself, is I think it's $1.99, $1.99, and $4.99. Right? And so you don't get the whole thing. Of course, Instagram needs to eat off of the monetization as well, right? But your viewers can purchase a badge during your live. And so Rico Innocent just purchased my first badge for today, so I'm super excited.
Shout out Rico.
Yes,
Oh
and let's
my
take a look.
God.
I'm going to switch over.
Look at.
Yes.
Look at.
let's move this here.
Ooh. Is this a Egusi?
That is Egusi. That is gari
Oh,
with
that
Egusi.
looks really, really good.
Ooh, look at. Wow. Such a blessing, yeah?
It is. It is. And I feel like we need an extra. I need an extra camera. I'm gonna ask Epiphany, who, for those of you who don't know, you need to follow Epiphany Entertainment. She also produces shows. I'm going to pass my phone over to you because I want you to take a picture, a photo. And so, are you an iPhone user or an Android? iPhone. Ooh, thank you. Oh, my pasta looks good. Ouch. So I like to get my pictures in portrait view
and
with a little yellow showing. So
Bree, I'll just take my yerba mate, please.
Hi, I am Legend.
I can't eat. I'm on a diet.
Oh, well, you know, I'll
It's
never.
okay, we eat for you.
I know. Listen, I've eaten for all of you all my life, so I can take a break.
Now, you guys who are on live, you're seeing what Amarachi has to offer. You know, it's Thursday. It's a beautiful day. We are open for business. I'm gonna ask that you come in and have your own experience, but you can just check out what's going on here. Oh yes, Epiphany, work it. I love it. The angles, the angles.
Maybe Epiphany is gonna take over our show. And,
No, this is exciting. And we have linguini also. So people need to know there's a very diverse menu that's available here at Amarachi. And I decided, because I have a healthy appetite. I managed to gain 26 pounds during the pandemic. Yes, so I'm like a slim, thick chick now. But I'm having shrimp and chicken linguini with vegetables, and all prepared fresh. So I'm super excited.
Help me take some fresh shots too, if you don't mind.
And
everybody taking shots. I don't want to be left out.
And I have to let you guys know that Brianna made a cocktail for myself and Epiphany, which is Hennessy Sidecar. And what I love about it, because she knows I'm very feminine and I like to be a lady. It has muddled lemons so that I don't taste the Hennessy, but I still get that nice feeling. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so don't somebody jump in my comments talking about we're having cocktails in the middle of the day.
Listen, Brianna is so good. She won't allow me to make drinks for her at all. Like,
no, yeah, Brianna.
She is that good. Mind you, I trained her. She thinks her drinks are better than mine. And it's okay. It's okay. I think because you know what?
On a
her numbers show
we're
it.
gonna have to have we're gonna have to
every once in a while. The student becomes the man.
It is. I back out. I'm highly offended, but I back up. I give it to her. I give it to her. I can't. She got it. Muddling the lemons. I never did that. I'm not muddling no lemons for you. I'm just throwing the tequila in the cup.
Wait. So can I share a story? During the pandemic, Bub, when we were completely closed down and was carry out only, Bub taught me how to make margaritas. I am the professional orderer. When I was 19, I tried to be a waitress in my own family restaurant, where I was asked not to do it anymore after about an hour. It's a really close family friend. I don't have the mindset for it. And people were ordering like Cavassier and all kind of fancy drinks, and I couldn't even spell it. I was like, what
are we doing?
Yeah, so Bub is a great teacher. But I feel like Brianna must have come with some expertise of her own.
Yeah, man. She you know what she
you
has?
Never made
she has drive and passion.
Really?
She's passionate. She's like, those you call them a secret assassin. Like, she's quiet, she studies stuff, she thinks about it, she's very cerebral.
And she's beautiful. And I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me in trouble. But MJ, you better watch out. You better watch out, MJ.
Listen.
MJ's my other favorite,
she is coming for MJ in every way. I said it.
Ooh.
She's coming for MJ in every. MJ, I hope you're listening.
Ooh.
She is right now number 2. She's tracking you down.
I'm gonna forward
in the daytime. I'm
gonna forward this live to MJ.
MJ better watch out.
Oh,
MJ
man.
better watch out. But anyway, back to our.
But first, we have a bowl of water. We're not going to disrespect the food by using Western utensils.
Yes.
This is where we come from. We eat by hand.
Yes.
And I'll let the queen wash her hands first.
Mm-hmm.
Look at. Thank you for joining us. If you just tuning in, we are in New York City, one of the best African restaurants you can find. If I can say it in America, I'll say that.
Thank you. Listen, thank you.
I'm going to say the best in the city.
Thank you.
Here you go, Epiphany. Oh, I took some out for you.
Thank you. I'm going to wash my hands too. Stay tuned. We are about to devour this beautiful African food. If you're tuning in, Amarachi is a Nigerian restaurant located in the foreign land of Brooklyn. I'm a Harlemite, so I'll always put Harlem first.
Somebody needs to.
In Brooklyn today to enjoy this beautiful Nigerian food. Look at. Eba.
Eba, yes.
Eba, people with
Eba. The Yorubas call it Eba, right? So Nigeria has many dialects, many languages. Universally, we know it as Gari. Gari. So you go any part of Nigeria and say, I want Gari, they'll know what you're talking about.
When I say Gari, I know dry Gari.
Yes, dry Gari is what turns into Eba. So and the dry gari you can eat too, but we eat it with cool water or cold water and sugar.
Yeah.
And yes, if you have ice, not everyone has ice. If you have ice, you talk about somebody being rich. If you have ice, then you use ice, okay? But if you don't have ice, you don't sugar.
Big money
Well,
Nigerian
why are you letting me out?
This right here is the new dish in Amarachi.
So I didn't describe that dish. Like I said, that dish is grains with kale, green kale. It has roasted peppers, roasted corn. So that's what makes up the rice type substance. And then the fish is actually a branzino.
I love Branzino.
Yes, it's not even on the menu. So you guys got a little special. That's a little Branzino.
And I have to tell you that I am just a wee bit envious of the fact that you're
listen. You got to
sampling the
understand what
Branzino.
they did. Like what they did was just, to wake up on a Sunday morning and see your restaurant being featured on a program, and you didn't know nothing about it, and it was they actually had a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest compliment I could get. So I had to invite him back. I had to invite him back to say, listen, just from me to you, thank you guys. I really appreciate what y'all did. It's
okay. So people are asking.
It's fantastic.
People are asking for the location on my live. So, and I think this is going to help you too, Z, because I'm not sure if you're familiar with the history. I'm going to switch over and let Bub really tell you. Yeah. But Amarachi is a staple in Brooklyn, right? So we're located at 189, and I say we, but everybody knows.
Listen, come on, of course.
It's 189 Bridge Street on the Manhattan Bridge, just at the mouth of Brooklyn. So we're just a couple paces up from the Tillery Hotel. I know a lot of you young people know about the Tillery Hotel, right? Okay. So, and before Amarachi, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Old people too, I know you know it also. Before Amarachi was located here, how many years were you on Franklin, right?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years on Franklin, 7 years here.
So you're talking about 17 years in the community. And if I start to go off on a tangent and tell you all the other wonderful things that Amarachis are tied to, and I have to mention our dear beloved Jonathan, who was a really good friend of mine as well, who did all the marketing and things that he did with African Fabrics and the sister. What's that conference name? Is it Sister?
Which company?
Well, there's
he did every,
he did
African fashion, everyone.
Yeah, everybody. But this is a staple. So I'm only saying that because there's some new jacks on the block for African restaurants, which I think are great. They're good. But you guys just were born yesterday. You're an infant in the game. I have to let you know that.
Listen, don't get them upset with you. Listen, don't worry about it.
So, Bubs watched our live African mukbang, and hold on now. And what we do is we pay homage to Ethiopian culture, where as the first dish is eaten by the queen of the house, and she's fed that first portion. So, what would you like to eat first?
I would like fish, please.
Wait,
and Black America, African America, everybody take note of this, because as a single woman of color, I'm living for this moment. I've never witnessed this.
Yeah.
So the queen eats and she's fed by the gentleman.
Yeah.
And this is part of what I loved about their show. It's just
talk
about culture. I'm West African. He's South African, right? Regionally speaking. And you just have an explosion of culture and etiquette and just awesomeness. And we had to put this on the screen.
Right. So I have a little fish, and I have this again. It's the premiere. We're getting exclusive stuff. The premiere of a new dish at Amarachi. That is Branzino. Those of you who don't speak brown food, Branzino is basically British sea bass.
Yes.
They have a grain that represents rice, but it's way much better than rice. And the salad, and the first bite goes to the queen.
Yes, Queen.
Yum, yum, yum.
No,
I love it. I
I'm
love
living
it.
for
This
that
is like a
moment.
Valentine's Day show, y'all. Come on, let's listen. This is outstanding.
I am living for the moment. It's so moist
Thank you.
and flavorful.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna dig in.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and while we're giving our thanks, I have to shout out Taiwan Anthony, who's in commercial real estate. He says he just bought my second badge. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Listen, can I get a badge? I mean, what's on?
I know,
Can I
right?
get 199?
But the important part is, and I'm going to read his comment, great spot, referring to
Salute,
Amarachi.
brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Taiwan, we're going to have Taiwan Anthony come in and be on our show because he's doing a lot in the community as well. He's also involved in New York City Crusaders, which is a football team as well for New York City. But I got to show you guys.
I'm just enjoying Epiphany eat. Like,
yo, I'm
just,
saying they are really
I'm just
eating.
enjoying her eat.
I'm digging in first into the Egusi and the Eba.
Yes. You see? Z knows how to do it. You take the eba and you scoop it in the soup.
Yes.
And then after you scoop some soup, you go into the stew and get the little extra flavor from the stew.
I'm giving instruction on how to do this.
You know?
First, you grab the eba, which is this stuff. It's made out of curry. There's egusi. Those of you who don't know egusi is watermelon seed. Melon seed, rather.
Melon, not watermelon. Yeah, don't have people going into their house and grinding up watermelon. They're not gonna get it.
I was just about to say all the watermelon seeds that I've thrown away in life.
So we're gonna try this. There we go. I'm not gonna lie. 150% much better than when I had it.
Thank you.
And that is what we're looking
Touchdown.
for.
That's what we want. Touchdown.
And this is
7 points, not even
and
6.
for those of you who are joining in, this is live, and we have not paid Zi or Epiphany to give us anything other than their natural response. So if there was a twang or anything there, they would have been like, on camera.
Not only that, Donatello, everyone knows you, Peter, always try to get to talk about Amarachi, and I always fade it. Like this, we don't really. I'm not into that. But today was different. Today was really about a great experience, completely organic, and we're having fun with it. Listen, this obviously is not. I love this company. I love what we do here, but I really, when we established this platform, it wasn't to promote Amarachi. At the time, it was COVID. It was about my brother, my deceased brother.
Is there meat in there, Egusi?
Huh?
Is there meat?
There's stockfish in there, Egusi.
Oh, it's so good.
And then the stew. So in the soup, we put fish. Traditionally, we put fish stock. Okay, when now you talk about high class. Okay, yes, rich people eat stockfish. Right? The lower classes, they use dried smoked fish. So like catfish dried, that's a very popular ingredient in the soup. But we don't use, because of the bones. In this country, you get sued very easily if someone gets bones in their throat. So so we try to use stockfish, which is a little bit easier to debone, or even the bones is like cartilage, so they're soft. You can actually, I know people that like my mom eats the bone from stockfish. It's very soft, so it's not gonna kill you.
We got eba here.
And then the red stew is what has your meats. So your goat meat, if you like goat, if you like cow feet, if you like just beef chunks, lamb, that's what we make with the red stew.
Yeah, I personally, I love the red stew. So those of you who are on my live, I know you're feeling neglected, but let me just tantalize your taste buds with a few images from what we're consuming. But first, I want you to be able to see that is I'm sharing an image of Epiphany the Queen and Zi currently while they're sampling the food. Then I'm just going to show a couple images of our new dish, which I'm so excited. I can't wait to taste it myself, actually. I mean, it looks really good. I'm a huge fan of the red sauce on anything.
I mean, just in general, to be honest with you, we just introduced a new menu in Amarachi, and I snuck in a bunch of new things in there. So if you haven't been in a while, this dish is not there, but you will notice some subtle changes that we made in our menu.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Over the past 7 years, so we've added some new wrinkles. We have added some new options. So if you haven't been out in a while, come back out. Try to pick off-peak times, please.
Yes.
It gets very busy sometimes, especially on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So, call, make a reservation, ask what best time, especially we're known for larger parties of 10, 12. So if you're having one like that, 8 o'clock on a Saturday night is not optimal because,
No.
you have so many couples and so many people coming out to eat. We're gonna try and serve you and do our best, but try to pick 6 o'clock, 5:30.
Right.
Where we could really focus on you and not be in such a hurry. Yes, sir.
There's a little bit of pepper
Yes.
inside the fish,
Yes.
but it's good pepper.
Of course, it has to be good pepper.
Really good pepper.
Has to be good pepper.
My
Some
Instagram
Africans,
crashed.
they're really good for putting hot spice in their food.
Yes.
It burns. It burns.
But you know why that is, right? See, pepper is a natural preservative. We don't have refrigerators in the old time, so food decomposes much slower
And the heat.
when you season it with pepper, and even when it stays, because there's no fridge. People just use a small clay pot and put it cool for the next. If it has a lot of pepper, it's not gonna spoil.
Yeah.
And secondly, the pepper helps with high blood pressure, circulation, especially cayenne pepper that we use, high blood pressure and circulation. So, and also, it's antibiotic.
Yeah.
It goes in your body and
Wow.
does what it gotta do.
Wow. This pepper is making my tongue water.
That's why people love pepper soup. You have a cold, you eat that pepper soup. It
That's
opens
what I
everything
had
up.
when
Yeah.
I was here. So I came here to order the food for the live mukbang, but I
Okay.
ate
Maybe
something
that'll
when
skip.
I was here.
You had to.
Brianna probably doesn't remember.
Oh wow!
She served me.
Really?
She served me. I ate the pepper soup, and it was really good heat. It's not like it burns your mouth, but it's very flavorful.
Tasty,
There's
yes.
flavor
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
And for me, that's what African food is. It's flavorful. It's highly seasoned. Unlike our cousins who just use salt and pepper.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes. No imagination. I mean, listen, salt and pepper is good.
Yeah.
We have a dish called asum, right?
Uh-huh.
In Yoruba people, which is when you kill a goat, immediately you cut your parts and right there you roast it on the fire, roast it, and we use fresh pepper and salt. That's it,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
Wow.
But that's the only time you catch us only using red pepper and salt.
Oh,
So we have I don't know what happened. I think my Instagram was overjoyed with the purchase of the badges and the
They
sharing
hating on
of
you.
the films. I know my Instagram crashed first time ever.
They hating
So I had
on
to
you.
log out and log back in. Real DJ Skip, who is producing lots of top rated music. I see your birthday is July 4th and you need me there. Well, you run those tickets. I'll be there, my friend.
There you go.
And right now, I just want to remind you guys we're streaming live Journeys from Lagos to Brooklyn, which is all about that synergy between Africa. Africa. I'm really
Africa.
excited. I'm making up words. Africa. Actually, I'm going to start using that whenever I want
Yeah.
to talk about Nigeria and Africa.
Africa.
It's Africa, y'all. You heard it first here. But I know we're talking about the new dish and your experience, and it's great. But I have got to talk about this linguini, though.
Okay, let's do it.
The linguini is so good, and it's a bowl
Yes.
almost the size of my head.
You got to tilt it a little bit so we
which is
can.
exactly what I want to see. And let me kind of show you guys. I'm going to send you some pictures and videos as well. There you go, Chef Z. I know you can't really see it, but what I like is traditionally we make a chicken linguine, a shrimp linguine, and then
salmon,
and a
added the
vegetable
salmon.
linguine and a salmon linguine. But you guys know that
And even steak. If you want steak, we're gonna do that too for you too.
Oh, and
Yeah.
steak linguine. Didn't know that. But I wanted kind of like to create my own little jambalaya situation. So I have chicken, shrimp, and vegetables.
Oh my God, amazing.
In my linguine. And can I just tell you, there is a party going on my tongue right now.
Yes.
Which, when I want to make it really, really, really good, I have a sip of Brianna's Hennessy Sidecar, which is really great. And I can't get over the muddled lemon because lemon can easily overpower just about anything. And it's just enough lemon in this cocktail to make it just have a kind of twang on top of that sweetness. I mean, wouldn't you think so?
No, most definitely. It helps elevate it for sure.
Yeah.
It enhances.
Donatella, before you take a bite, maybe do a toast.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Bree, while I'm waiting, can you make me a great non-alcoholic beverage, please?
Yes, great.
With no sugar, please.
I'm so proud of you. You guys, Bub is getting real. Well, I can't really say
don't
it.
even. I'm not.
Max,
not.
Max, don't kill me.
I've lost 2 inches. That's it.
Bub is looking really, really great, you guys.
It's the shades. That's all.
No, you look absolutely marvelous. So are we gonna do a virtual or we're gonna actually clean? Because we can't read. Okay, so Bub's yours will be virtual.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn the camera.
I've got mine right there.
So I'm gonna do 2 toasts.
Okay.
The first one is rude. I apologize if your kids are watching.
I
always say to good wealth.
Yes.
To better health. And to the best sex.
I say.
That's not rude.
And most importantly, to Amarachi, being one of the best restaurants in America. Best African restaurant in America. And to the best bartender they have in house.
Brianna.
The best bartender in New York City.
Oh my God.
Brianna.
Go Bree.
Hooking me up. Yeah. Cheers.
This is very
And to our kitchen staff that whipped up this nice meal for you guys.
Oh yes. And my favorite chef is here right now, actually. And I was teasing her because she's looking very beautiful these days. She got her diamonds in her ears. And she had to correct me. I said, "Oh, your boyfriend must be doing something nice." She said, "No, I have a husband." And I was like, "Ooh, that's big out here. That's big out here. She has a whole husband." So
yes, big up to the husbands doing their thing out there.
Absolutely.
The wives doing their
yes,
thing
big
out
up to
there.
the wives too. Yes.
Shout out to you, man.
You have a female chef.
Yes.
The
brother,
entire
my whole
kitchen
kitchen is women. For my whole kitchen.
The last young lady that came
Well, except for one guy. Well, I know Zach might be watching right now. I don't want to do that. But Zach is my steak specialist.
Yeah,
so.
I love Zach.
And so Boo Boo that she's talking about is here every day during the week from morning till night.
Yes.
And then a different team comes in. Zach is part of the weekend team. They come in on the weekends, brunch night.
Boo-Boo's,
so we try. Food has to be consistent. So the way I do it is schedule. All
right.
Consistently, you're gonna get this person Saturday, Sunday. This person you're gonna get Monday through Friday. So.
Oh, this is really nice. Hey, for the kill. I am fortunate that I get a lot of really wonderful people. Bob, I'm gonna have to show you because I know you really like sports.
Yes.
There's a young man. His Instagram name is the number 4 for the kill, and he is just tearing up Instagram in terms of basketball. And he's from Brooklyn, but I see him doing all kinds of things. I think he has like something coming up at Rutgers.
Okay.
He's that kind of basketball player, and I've been trying to coax him into doing. My first TikTok, I want to do like a fake basketball scene where I shame him on the court.
I got to see you make a basket first.
I can make a basket, but I have to buy sneakers.
Okay, I got to see you make the basket.
I don't have any sneakers, but shout out for the kill for passing through and everyone else. Hi, I see all my amazing Nigerian and Ghana followers. Hey, Sammy, 2256. I see your birthday is coming up July 26th. Happy before birthday. So let's see what else is going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot we're going to get to. I don't know. Maybe we should start now while you all are eating. But there's, we haven't been on in weeks. First, let's talk. We're all New York City, people. What's up with this election? You saw what they tried to do to Eric Adams?
What did they? I missed something. He had the last time I looked, he had 51.6, and the other lady had 48.
But the whole, you see, I'm a conspiracy theorist, as everyone knows.
In case you all didn't know.
Eric busts out with this 11-point lead the night of the election, and then who waits a whole week and 10 days for them to fumble and matriculate all the numbers, and all of a sudden his lead is now like 1%, and then they counted, and then the vote count was much different from what they announced initially. It was like 100,000 new votes that was introduced. So they threw a red flag, like, hey, wait a minute, this ain't right. Now, mind you, if Eric Adams and them didn't protest this, they would have went along with it. So they had to pull the results.
I missed the part. Are we talking about Senator Eric Adams, former Brooklyn Borough president.
He still is.
Current. I'm sorry. Current Brooklyn Borough president running for New York City mayor. And I know this new match voting, ranked voting.
What is the point of it?
So here's what they said. When they initially introduced the idea of having ranked voting, it was supposed to allow each person to have a voice in the campaign. So if you have an opportunity to rank your top 5 individuals, and I did some research because I was like, I'm gonna put Eric Adams in every place because that's the only person I want to vote for. But they said you weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So you weren't allowed to vote for one person in all 5 ranks. You weren't allowed to vote for one person in multiple spaces. So the idea would be if the person you chose as your number 1 doesn't receive 50% or more of the vote, they then are going to shift. At that point, the person with the lowest amount drops out, and you now have 4 people, and they go to who is the second highest person, right? So who is the number 1 person in the second space? And what ultimately could happen if someone else who is in the number 2 space has the most number 1s, that person then gets those votes. And so what they tried to say is, no, usually if you vote for one person, that person doesn't get enough votes, then you're out. You have no say. But if that person doesn't get any votes and you have an opportunity to rank for other people, you still have a voice in the election. And
what voice do you need? Why do you need a voice? If you lose, you lose.
Second or your
what
third.
do you need the voice for? You lost.
Yeah. That's my point.
That means we didn't want to hear you in the first place. Why do we want to? What voice do you need?
Yeah, I think it was a way to also split the vote. I feel like
it's what we call it dabaru. This is what they're trying to dabaru the election. And when you dabaru, you just throw anybody you want in there. It makes no sense.
Oh yeah, a Brooklyn Borough president had so many people. There was actually somebody. His name, I won't say his name because I don't remember it exactly, but it was like K the rapper.
You know what it sounds like to me? I'm not into politics or anything, but just listening to y'all speak, it sounds like this new soccer tournaments where all the kids win a prize.
Yeah.
All the kids.
Everybody's a winner.
What's the point of competing?
Well, because you have a lot of suicide rate amongst youth and adults who don't win is pretty high. And the fact that I think with all these new awards, they're also talking about the monetization that is being placed on these athletes before they reach the NBA. Like, do you see what's going on in the MLB league as well?
Yeah.
So if everybody gets an award, then everyone has a good self-esteem. And I think that's mainly because the parents are misbehaving like crazy on the sideline.
Yes.
I grew up with
appeasing. What's happening right now? We're appeasing the worst of society.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now.
Yeah. And it's messed up because this is supposedly people who should be leading us.
Yeah. Well, I think when you start to look at the fact that a lot of parents are living vicariously through their children for dreams that they weren't able to achieve. And like, I don't have any kids, so I live vicariously through all of my friends who have kids and my girlfriends who make me a godmother, and then I'm not there and I get to be godmother when I want to. So I think it's just a lot of pressure. And then the other part of it is, if you make it where everybody has a value, it also takes out that status. Like, look at the countries outside of America now where the vaccine is very low, but they're giving it to all the Olympians before they give it to the people who really need it. You know, it's just
America gave Taiwan. Like, it's still, everything is still political.
Hey guys.
Everything is still political.
Yeah.
Then we went and found Taiwan, of all people, to go and give how many million doses of vaccines to, just because America's trying to beef with China.
Right.
And then they're going to say they're not beefing with China. Like, this country is just, in every way, it's hypocritical. In every way. Every way. They poke your eye and say, we didn't poke your eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
we only massage.
Yeah. You know, we just went like this. We didn't touch it. You know. But yeah, so this election thing is going to be very interesting. And I hope our boy Eric clings to his lead with all the, because there's another round, there's another 100,000 votes out there to
That's
be
what
counted.
it does. It moves through rounds, and they said that we probably won't have a winner until mid July. Yeah.
I'm very worried. I mean, Trump was even making comments about how ridiculous the New York election is. When you have Trump making fun of you, you know, you really, come on.
Well,
you know?
And people aren't paying attention. Be clear that Trump is still finagling and finessing, because right now the Republican Party, they don't have another candidate for 2024. And 2024 is right around the corner.
They won't have another candidate. They don't deserve to have a candidate ever.
Yeah, but
they're a bunch of crooks and liars.
Well, that's true. So can we move from politics, excuse me, because what I saw yesterday, which was very interesting to me, and I did a post on my Instagram. So it looks like Bill Cosby is coming home soon. And so, yeah. And
coming home soon? The man is in his house watching us right now. He's talking about he's coming home soon. I don't know. Listen, Bill just texted me and said, "What's up, guys?" Bill's at home.
So here's my thing, right? So here's my thing. I had two responses. So the little girl in me who loved and adored Mr. Huxtable is glad to see that Mr. Huxtable is not in jail. But the adult female who's had issues with domestic violence and stalking wants to know what the F is going on, because what message are you sending that Bill Cosby, who admitted to doping people and
I'm glad you brought this up,
and doing all these other things, his case has now been overturned. What are we saying to those 20, 30, 40 women at whatever time? This was the height of the Me Too movement. What are we saying to them? And then let's think about the economical factor. So if you have a case, and I've had 37 in the last 6 years, if you have a case that's overturned and you now win, doesn't that now set the platform where Bill, like so many of these people who are getting out of jail, who were convicted and served years and lost time, doesn't that now allow Bill to have the platform where he can now sue the city and the state in a civil suit for wrongful imprisonment? He can go after these victims for slander. There's a whole nother realm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought this point. Anybody want to take it before I grab it? So, okay, so I'll grab it.
They're like, we're not talking politics.
They're like, we good right now. We eating food. So it's an extremely delicate issue, because I'll tell you, many black men felt good about his release on just the condition that this justice system has been so disruptive, corrupt, filled with corruption, and it has imprisoned so many black men unjustifiably.
Right. That
they were happy that someone got off, whether it's a technicality or that, just the fact that one of us got out. A lot of people felt good about that. But then you have the flip side of the fact that Bill disappointed a lot of us. His actions put him in the position that he found himself in. You know, he admitted to so many horrible things. He, you know, so you can't even say that, you know, he was just accused. He admitted to a lot of the stuff he did and that he was held accountable for. So you can't just celebrate a man who was so perverted and so disgusting. Because just imagine if one of those ladies was your daughter or your sister, your mother, you know. So you can't support any kind of behavior like that. So you know, so you got to be careful, especially on social media, expressing your joy that he got off. But you know, at the same time, you have to have sensitivity for people who personally have gone through some kind of sexual abuse or sexual situation. A lot of women get drugged. A lot of, you know, raped, and you know. So these women, they empathize with these other women, and you have to recognize that. Listen, you can't just go out there. Hey, Bill got off. You know, everything is not good in the world.
You have to think. You have to think of the ramifications, like you're saying, and for people like me who've gone through things, and your friends and your family, maybe your employer tell you, "Oh, don't say anything. It's for your own good. We don't want you to be the center of whatever." And that's the problem. That's why there's over 77,000 women of color missing in the world, because we have this weird, and let's not say the world, I'm sorry, in the United States, right? That's 77,000 women of color that are unaccounted for, right? We have to get out of this old school thinking of, you know, mind your own business, which is huge on social media as a hashtag, or, you know, we're no longer our brother's keeper or our sister's keeper. And so, I don't want to see Mr. Huxtable in jail at 90, right? But the fact that he's strong enough, he endured. I can't even think, how long was he in jail?
3 years.
Right. So 3 years. And then you have people like McAfee, who, you know, going back to the conspiracy theorists, and I don't know if you know that whole story about, it's John McAfee. That's his first name, right? John McAfee, who created the antivirus, who was about to be extradited back to the United States, killed himself in jail, right? He committed suicide before coming back. But I don't know if I believe he killed himself. You know,
I don't either.
And these people have so much money that you really could pay someone to say, unless they send his body back to America, because he said he was never coming back. You know,
never come back alive.
Yeah, it's just insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, and this, like I said, just to finish off with the Bill Cosby. So we created something. This whole thing is like tearing friendships apart. It's creating a lot of dissension among us, you know, Black folk, about where we stand. Let everybody just take a chill pill and just sit back and understand. Listen, that was TV. The guy we knew was a TV character,
and that's what people.
And we loved that TV character, but that TV character retired how many years ago? That was a TV show. The man is very different, and it's unfortunate because there is a lack of positive Black male images in media, in all of media, whether it be hip hop, whether it be shows, TV shows, whether it be in the movies, and Dr. Huxtable was that guy. Every man, you know, saw them. That's dad. You know, everybody wanted to be, you know, cool like him, cool hip dad. You know,
and with a wife like Mrs.
With a wife like Miss. So you know,
still beautiful.
And I'm telling you, like that stuff affects millions of us. A lot of us know. A lot of these kids will never see a guy like that ever on TV. Sure. They will never know that this kind of person exists, especially coming from, as they say, you know, coming from nothing, as they say. To have an image like that is extremely important to motivate a child, to motivate a kid. These kids will never see that image. Yeah, all they're gonna see and will continue to see is Lil Wayne and
I think the closest that we have to a Huxtable right now, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, is probably the show Blackish,
which I absolutely hate.
And Blackish. But Blackish has a working mother and father, good-looking family, right? They had the grandparents. I've only watched it a couple times. They had the grandparents, but yeah, what I like about Blackish is when they have these shows that tap into what's going on in the culture. You know,
But you know what?
Yes and
The Cosby
no.
Show was
Some
the
of
culture.
it.
The Cosby
Yes
Show
and no.
gave you a real positive,
Yeah,
excellent,
It did.
you know, production of what
Until-
Black
until
life
Lisa-
in America
That's true.
was about.
Until Lisa
It wasn't
Bonet-
cartoonish. It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't. You know, flossy. We're talking
But
real
that
issues.
was also a different time because you had the Huxtables, Bill Cosby
A different
Show.
world.
Then you had a different world, which I love, which promoted the HSBC
Education,
which
absolutely.
I didn't go to. I went
Which
to.
I did.
went to
Like I
Drexel.
said,
Yeah.
these things
Yeah.
were
No,
really
and they're good.
Hillman. I was Howard. You know,
Yeah.
I went to that school. I went to Howard.
Yeah, it made it good, but I don't watch a lot of network TV. But when you look at shows, I guess I would have to find someone that has kids to see what kind of positive show is out there that does the same thing. I just thought of
They're all on
of
Netflix, and Netflix got like too big a catalog to even find stuff. I was on there yesterday.
I enjoyed Blackish a lot because it does expose a lot of Black culture, and like you said, it's positive images. Mom is a doctor.
Yeah.
Dad works in a really good marketing
The kids
firm.
kind of struggle though.
The kids kind of struggle, but it's typical for like
Yeah.
Black American kids.
Yeah.
They go through the same shit. But
Yeah.
what I didn't like, and this is very personal for me, there was an episode that they did about the N-word,
Mhm.
and I'm very aggressive about that. I don't think anyone has a right to say it, whether you're Black or white.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the moment you say it, even as a Black person,
It's
it encourages these white people to say, "Oh, if they're calling themselves that,
Absolutely.
why can
Yeah.
I not call? Why can I not call them that?" And
yeah.
the term itself, it has so much horrible history behind it.
Right.
And at the end of that episode, they say, "Well, you can say it if you're Black."
Oh, I never saw that
Yeah,
episode.
I didn't agree with that at all because I think the moment you say it, you're promoting it. And if I could say it, why can't my white
Well,
friends say it?
what's worse is when people get into the enunciation, right? So if you're using the N with the IGGA, which is supposedly a term of endearment, as opposed to the GGER, which is filled with hate. I mean, I get it, and I would have to say, I don't want to blame it on Brooklyn, but in the lifestyle in which I have participated, I go to a lot of upscale events. I go to a lot of hood events. That's, I love that. I'm passionate about a lot of things. I come from a very humble background to get to where I am. But I have noticed in my own vernacular over the years that I say a lot of things given the environment that I'm
Absolutely.
around and the music
And the person that you're with.
Yeah, the music that you listen to. And it becomes a part of who you are. And I think for me, I've gone full circle. I went from the extreme of, oh, I could never, I'm too whatever, to indulging to now I'm at the point in my life where I'm starting to check myself in the choices that I make. The one thing I am trying to get over, hey, Faith Ford TV, is that I am finding, prior to the pandemic, I started to notice that I was in places sometimes where things would happen. I would be like, oh my gosh, if I got killed in here, my mother and father would be like, what in the hell is she doing here? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about New York City. New York City has two very huge extremes. You can go to the grittiest, darkest places and enjoy excellent cuisine, great music, and people, but you could also possibly get shot in that same breath.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas you can go, and I made this point, I was in not Park Slope, but I was over past like Court Street, downtown. I forget what that area is called right now. Like Smith Street, where they have all the restaurants.
It's not Cobble Hill. It's something.
Yeah, but over to Clinton Hill. No,
Cobble Hill.
That Cobble Hill area, and I was sitting. This was Thursday or Friday, and I was sitting at a corner restaurant. Nobody liked me on all four corners. Nobody looked like me at all. It was so pleasant. Little tiny kids were running around, and I sat there for a second. And I thought, and I said, man, if you live over here, you don't even really know there was a pandemic. You don't, and for I won't say the first time, but for another time I had this epiphany using your name. A lot of people don't understand the various struggles that went on last year during the pandemic because no one that they associate with looks like any of those people, our people, and I should say those people, any of our people who were being subjected to it. So how can you show empathy and understanding when you don't even speak the same language?
We're moving in the same circles, yeah.
Yeah, like even in the Jewish communities, the Hasidic Jewish community, when you walk around, they're little tiny kids, very safe and comfortable, walking, holding hands, going blocks and blocks at a time. But in our community, literally on today is Thursday, on Tuesday, I found a 6-year-old girl sucking her thumb standing outside of McDonald's by herself on Empire Boulevard. And I said to her, I was like, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I didn't have a mask, so I had to come outside. And I'm like, who sent you outside? And without thinking, I said, come here, you can't stand out there. And the little girl walked directly to my car. And in that split second, I said, oh my God, if I was a horrible person, I could put this kid in my car right now. Yep. And my girlfriends are always telling me, mind your business, mind your business. I heard them in my head. But I parked my car. I told the little girl, stand on the corner. And I spoke to her because there was a grown man kind of standing close to her and, just staring at the little girl. So when I went inside, it turns out the 6-year-old went to McDonald's with a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. And the 9-year-old read the sign, you can't wear a mask, and told her to stand outside. And the 6-year-old, I asked her, I said, do you know how to call your mommy on the phone? And she said, yes. I was like, where are you from? And she looked at me, she said, oh, I was in kindergarten and now I'm going to first grade. That's where she's from. So I called her mom. Turns out she's an African little girl, and the mother had no idea that they were even at McDonald's. The mother freaked out on the phone and sent someone to come and get her. And she asked me, could I stay there? The kids had snuck off from some type of family event. And the 9-year-old said, she said, well, we wanted pizza and she wanted McDonald's. So the 9-year-old was walking to get pizza into McDonald's, and then they were going to go back to the family event.
I mean, my contribution, and I'm guilty of it too. I don't use the N-word in my vocabulary. Like I don't actively use it, but I'll find myself if I'm with a certain person, and mm-hmm. what I always say is, let's not fit the stereotype. Let's stop playing into the stereotype. And what is happening is they've like casted us into these type of people, and these young folks manifest that person. Mm-hmm. And you find yourself calling, hey, that little nigga, tell that little nigga to move,
Yeah.
Because he's acting like a little nigga. It's like it's a subconscious, horrible thing that's going on.
Right.
Because like I said, I don't use it, and just like you, I don't think we should use it. But I'll catch myself saying it when I see, and it's not. What do I say? Okay, I'm being mean. Just call. No, this is what happens. They'll come in here, bring a beer test.
Yeah.
Come in. All kind of ridiculous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll go right across the street, take off their shirt, turn on their car music mm-hmm. loud. Any car coming by, they want to jump in front of it or guys, look at where we are.
Yeah.
We're downtown.
Or
look at this high rise. Why are you doing this? Why is your shirt off?
Because they're doing it for the gram.
What are we doing? Make it. Playing music,
Yep.
You're manifesting every negative, horrible thing they say about you, mm-hmm. and you think it's cool. Yeah. You think it's fun, and then you're gonna be upset when they treat you a certain way.
Yeah.
When you are fitting the description of what they're talking about, and then when they take off, 50 miles down the street. This is a corner. What if some old lady is crossing the street? Yeah. You don't have time to break.
Yeah.
You kill somebody right there. For what?
and then your life is impacted.
I
The
saw.
victim's
I
life
woke up
is
this
impacted.
morning. I saw a little post on Facebook. A couple in a BMW. The guy was like, "I took it on Utica Avenue." They ran into a pole. Both of them dead on the spot because he was speeding. And you see all the time on Utica Avenue. Where are you going? Doing 60 miles an hour.
I saw an accident right in front of where I live Thursday night. And
Dead. Both of them. The woman
yeah.
on top of him, just hanging out the car,
Probably no
bleeding,
no
just
seatbelt.
blood just dripping. Wrapped themselves around a pole. Why is that necessary? And so, I don't know how we fix this. So it's beyond just a name.
Yeah.
It's an entire lifestyle. It's an entire culture that is, I don't care what you say, it's not good. There's nothing positive coming out of this hip hop culture.
But
Well,
also, it's we didn't put this on ourselves.
It was systematically, listen, like everything else.
Yeah.
Like crack in the community. We didn't bring it there. Someone put it there. Someone planted it.
True.
But I want to get in on this a little bit, bring it back to the culture, and also Bill Cosby, where we had first started.
Yes.
How can we hold each other accountable? Because yes, we saw him, and here's this amazing father figure on TV, but that doesn't negate that he's an abuser.
Absolutely.
Um,
So what we can't do is he can't be on BET Awards next year getting an award. That's the first step. We can't glorify his work. We can't. We have to shun him. We have to be honest about what. And there are people ready to dismiss that, that's not accurate.
You're gonna have people do, and this is gonna sound like a terrible comparison. You're gonna have people do what they did with OJ. Oh well, it's been overturned, so he must not be guilty.
Well, he said he was guilty.
Yeah, but
OJ never admitted nothing.
No, but we're talking. I'm just talking about.
I know. I hear you. What people are gonna do?
The cases, and it's something that is very sensitive because I don't understand, and a lot of people didn't watch the hearing. A lot of people just tuned it out. Oh, Mr. Huxtable, he wouldn't do that. They just trying to bring us down. Like every time we get ready to buy a network, that's what they want to bring it back to. They brought him down because he was in the talks to buy a network. So it will be interesting to see what he actually does. So I haven't seen him being on social media, and I thought he had cataracts.
His
so
wife said something yesterday. No, no, not his. Was it his wife or it was?
Well, yeah.
It was his TV wife. She made a post in support of him. Yeah, Felicia Rashad.
Yeah.
And she backtracked a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
it's like I said, you're in a no-win situation with Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You're better off just leave it alone.
Yeah, but also, what are we going to do in the future when there is a glorified black male that does some wild?
But that's not future.
R. Kelly's still out there.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying
I'm saying it's not futuristic. We have that happening already.
Oh no, most definitely. But I'm saying future as in tomorrow or the next breath that I take.
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? So he already got released. When we see this other stuff happen, are we gonna be like, well, that person was a great father figure on TV, or
some people
they spent their 3 years. What are we gonna do next?
Well,
some people are gonna have the same.
We don't have forums. This is one of the issues we have in our community. We don't have, let's say, a CNN or BT, right, where we can go and discuss things amongst ourselves, because we could decide, just like we're doing here, we could have a forum and talk about these issues amongst ourselves. We don't have that. So what's going to happen is they're going to tell us what we need to believe and how we need to handle it. And you're going to see it. They're going to tell us how we need to react. This is what happens. And most of us will follow suit because we don't speak for ourselves. We don't have mediums that allow us or bring it or think is important enough to have this conversation, and we don't have it, and most of us don't watch it. But the outlets like CNN, MSNBC, they're gonna come and tell you how you need to handle it and how you need to think about it.
Yeah.
And the populace is gonna go with it, whether it's right or wrong.
But that's why we have to continue to build our own.
Of course.
Small and big.
Of course.
And keep that conversation out there instead of, well, this is what folks are going to feed us. Let's eat.
Of course. But look, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
That's why you guys have your show. You know, that's one thing COVID brought to our community. The ability for us to think, you know what, we don't need the media. We are can be our
Everyone to
own
have a
media.
voice.
You know, so all we can do is support each other in growing our base. You know, when I go on YouTube, I look for things to watch. I don't go on TV and look for anything. I go for personalities, characters, news, people that are interesting, that look like me and you.
Well,
know?
I have to admit, I am American, born in the South, grew up in Maryland in a time of Public Enemy, and I probably am the victim of what he says, watching Channel Zero, because I love me some TV, and I'm one of the few people still paying $200 some a month for cable, which I said I'm going to stop doing that. But I think with everything, experience and age brings wisdom. And as long as you are learning from your past experiences or your mistakes, or you're looking to better yourself, then fine. But you're always going to have that demographic that no matter what you do, until it happens to them. And I think that's what's really bad in our community. Most people don't care about what's happening to the other person until it impacts someone close to them. So, like gun violence or unemployment,
COVID.
or COVID. Yeah.
Remember how we were fighting it last March for people to understand that this is a real disease?
Well, a lot of
and all over the hood, they were like, "Nah, it ain't fake. I don't know nobody that died from it."
But they still are saying that, and
it's not a fake disease. I'm just it was manufactured. But to say COVID is fake and it's not a real illness,
in the building,
people are like, you know anybody that had COVID?
There are people still like that, and until they encounter someone close to them or someone of value, then it doesn't matter to them. But we're having great discussion. I think I want to bring it back to our guests.
Yes,
we're going to have to wrap up. There's so much food. They're still devouring, but I want to give them a chance to say whatever they like to say to our followers and their followers, concentrating on our live platform before we release you, because it is 3:00 and my hungry world's got things to do.
And they have to leave at 3:30 too.
I know. I didn't want to put them on blast as well, but please, the floor is yours.
I'll let the lady go first. Always.
Thank you so much for the invite. This was amazing, and for the culture, for us, like, we need to continue to gather, and I know that's why you and your family got into food, like that beauty of gathering together.
Yes.
And I'm an artist, so I love it, a producer too, so I love to have folks gather around entertainment. So if you would like, follow me on Instagram at Epiphany Entertainment. I also have a theater company, and we're doing a pro-Black 1X festival celebrating the African diaspora.
Can we get some dates booked at Amarachi, please?
We gonna talk.
Look, we got 100 people that can watch.
And wait,
Right here.
I have to cut in because I feel like there's always blessings coming from Jonathan. So you don't know Jonathan, Bub's brother. He also was big into, at one point, doing things with African movies and Sony in the Tribeca, when they have the film festivals. So there's a lot behind this brand that you're not familiar with. So I think for Bub to have that here, there are so many people. Like, I don't know that you know this network, but it would be important to me and to other people for you to have some type of synergy here. You'd be surprised who comes out, because this heavy hitters here, and you sound like a heavy hitter as well.
Thank you. Yes.
We are all heavy hitters.
Yeah.
That melanin is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. That melanin is strong, and it takes us places.
Is this coming up soon?
Yes. God's willing, COVID will stay at an right place,
Right,
or better, and we can do something in the summer.
Okay.
So right now we're collecting plays, like I said, celebrating the African diaspora, the protagonist must be a black person,
Yeah.
you know, part of the African diaspora. You know, some of the folks, I'm from Africa, but
Listen,
Right.
Africa is no longer it's a mindset. You cannot trust that someone just says they're from Africa and you think they're an ally. It's not like that. It's a mindset.
Oh,
There's so many Africans walking around with European mindsets,
Yes.
Asian mindsets,
Yes.
Korean mindsets.
Yes.
So to be African and love Africa, it's a mindset, you know, and that's what we're fighting for. You know, we're Pan Africanists. Everything we do, like you said, the foundation starts in that gathering.
yeah.
We are communal people.
Mhm.
We you know, I used to attend a thing called the community gathering in DC.
Can't hear you.
You know, we're communal people. We sit around and we debate, we talk. What's important? How can we help each other? We have to go back to that. We're not isolationists.
Yeah.
That's something we learned here.
Yes.
You know, we're not isolationists. We love community. Barbecue. Just think about what we do. Barbecues. We get together. Parties. We love to embrace the warmth. We love that. We're not cold-blooded. We don't get intimidated by other people. We're not afraid of other people. You know, we're all about family and building. And we just need to start going back to the natural way we were meant to be. Eating natural foods, eating healthy foods, you know. All this process that is what's killing us. Look at what's killing us. Diabetes, heart problem. They don't come from African foods.
Yeah.
It's the honey buns, pizza,
The McDonald's and the
McDonald's,
Kings.
Burger King. You know,
People I know
the
intimately.
sugar, the amount of sugar in Coke that we are addicted. You know, like we didn't. You know, I was watching this. This Jamaican man was like, all I do is drink coconut water. That's what we used to do. He ain't. You know, he's like 80 years old. But you know, it's like I said, Africa is a mindset, and the more we go back to this. And like I said, it's Wakanda. You take the old and you modify it to exist in the new. You know, certain things won't work in its original form, but you modify it. We're smart enough to do it. You know, we're smart enough to figure it out. You know, but we got to start believing in ourselves, and that's really the problem. We don't believe in ourselves. We just don't.
Yeah.
We see each other and we see, you know, there's like mistrust. Nah, I can't. I mean, sometimes I can't even tell people I'm Nigerian because they just have oh, you're Nigerian. Oh, we know about you Nigerians.
Yeah, I'm biased though.
You know what I'm saying? No, but listen,
I'm very
Z.
biased
But
towards
listen,
that.
you listen. Like, as I said, where there's smoke, you find fire. If we didn't do certain things, if so many of us weren't doing what they're known for, no one would be accusing us of those things.
Sure.
You know, so just don't be one of those people. You know, that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those Nigerians. Be a real Nigerian.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I love to
You're gonna say goodbye.
Yes, well, no, I'm just saying my piece. It's going to end in Z. Z is an old man. He's what we call Baba. He's an old spirit. He's older than me. Even though I might be older than him, he's older than me. So I'm just saying thank you guys for being here and taking the time to come out. And you are welcome here anytime for any reason. You know, we'll love to have you back here.
Yay.
Z.
My biggest takeaway is the message that Nelson Mandela started in South Africa. There's no human rights until we all look at each other as equals. Black, white, Asian, orange, black, purple, gay, lesbian. We're all human beings. We're all equals.
Sure.
But I'm going to be biased. I am African, and I'm going to say Africa is number one. The food is phenomenal. The music is delectable. And the spirit and the culture is so wealthy. We're generous people. We're people who love to share. Don't be intimidated by the food. Don't be intimidated by how big we are, how beautiful we are. Approach us and would be happy to share what we have with you and hope that you exchange your culture with us.
Mhm.
With that said, I have a few events coming up this month. July 18th is my biggest one. It's Art and Tacos for Nelson Mandela. Those who don't know, July 18th is International Nelson Mandela Day. So we'll be doing tacos and art that's inspired by Nelson Mandela. And now that Bob said we're welcome here, maybe we'll have the event here.
Absolutely. We would love.
We'll have a
Listen,
dinner later.
we would love to. We would love to.
I
We would
love
love
Z. Z is very humble, but he's also, I've noticed his advertising tactics. He's very meticulous.
Listen.
So by putting the energy into the world.
Yes, but that's how we are. We speak
Yes.
it into existence. We speak it
Absolutely.
into existence. You know, and
Absolutely.
you know, look, like I said, you guys' personality came through the camera. That's how I fell in love with y'all. You're just 10 minutes of watching. It's real. It's authentic. It's pure. You know, and that's there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this society, people just so inside. They're so stuck in this a world they don't even understand. That's inside. They're trapped in a world inside. They can't even. They're afraid to be themselves. They're afraid to speak. Afraid to do. Afraid. You're gonna make mistakes in life. It's part of life. Be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, be yourself. Z is who he is. We love it. Donatella is Donatella.
Yeah.
You know, we love it. This is what makes us all different, you know, and fun. Some people want to always say the perfect thing. Man, get out of here with that. I hate those kind of people.
I always say normal is boring. I don't like the word weird. I go for different. We're all different. We're not weird. Just because you're not comfortable with my lifestyle doesn't make me weird. It makes me different.
Yes.
And unique. So outside of tacos and art for Mandela, the next big event I have, this one is for the lovers. This is for the people who have booze, people who have wives, people who have girlfriends, people who have side chicks.
Whoa.
We're going on a retreat. We want to bring you and your special person to upstate New York and the Catskills 4-day event. All the food catered by yours truly. We have counseling there. We have art therapy. We have hikes. We have town exploration.
Wait a minute. What about the single people? This sounds like an event I want to be at, but
Hey.
I only have my good friend who happens to be a female, and we're not going to show up as a pretend to be same-sex relationship.
No.
This is for couples.
Find a date.
Yeah, we want to celebrate life.
No. Z wants to celebrate sex. He's like, you're not coming to this Catskill and go home empty-handed, bro. I get you, bro. I get you.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, don't bring your friends. No friends. No friends only.
I want to be a unicorn in the group. I want to come and blog for my YouTube.
Donatella, I don't know where you're at in your dating life, but there's Black BLLK, there is Hinge, there's Tinder. I don't like because Tinder's just for sex.
Oh.
But outside of that, you feel like you can meet a very handsome African king.
I meet a lot of them. I'm not short of males who offer. I average 50,000 views a day on Snapchat, but I don't want to be in the Catskills with someone I barely know.
Well, you got to, listen. That's not our problem. That's your problem. You got to fix that, Donatella. That's not our problem. That's your problem. You got to fix that. You listen. And Donatella, you can fall in love instantly. You can walk out of here and meet a guy and you have sex tomorrow. It's okay. You can fall in love. It's all right. Listen, look, if one thing I know, there's no formula for it. When you find that person, you find that person. That's it. Yeah. Don't ever say, "Oh, I can't do it." You're only restricting yourself. That person might just walk away and say, "You know what? Then she's not real. She's putting these artificial barriers."
Yeah.
If you're feeling someone, you're feeling them. That's it. Go with it.
I tried that once, and I've been trying to get rid of that person for the last 7 years. Thank you very much. No, thank you. That is my second stalker in my lifetime.
Wow.
No.
But anyway, bring your food, bring your husband, bring your wife. Maybe bring your side chick. August 19th through August 22nd. We're upstate in the Catskills. Beautiful, beautiful mini mansion. We're taking a trip to the waterfalls. We're giving you time to be with yourself. We might even do body painting. So get your money right, get your food right,
Oh,
and come have some fun with
I know
us.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a campaign.
Huh.
I'm gonna start a campaign where I need someone to be my date for the 4-day event.
Listen,
They do
that'll be
that.
dope.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
And just show idea. I want to bring in a professional side chick and a professional guy that has a married man that has side chicks. I would love to do a show with them.
Yes.
Well, we
That'd be
already
a great
have a
conversation.
professional side chick.
This is
I don't
Who's
know
that?
if you want her on.
Absolutely, she would be
She
great.
gets back July 12th.
She would be great.
She gets back.
So we
July
need to
12th.
find a guy that in that would be great content. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. This is what we do, man. Listen, this is why it's great to have your own show, your own media. You can say what you want, do what you want, and that's why we love doing this. And we hope to be back more frequently. Um, we're just trying to keep up with COVID. This place has been extremely busy. So I literally had to figure out a time. That's why we're at 1:00 because I can't do 5:00 anymore. We just don't have the
we used
peace
to do it
to
at
do
5.
it at 5. It's just, a lot of stuff is happening. And if you have ideas, you're a small business owner, you're a promoter, call. Let's talk. I'm not doing every event, but if it's Pan-African in nature, in spirit, absolutely, it's a go.
All
So
right, awesome.
thank you. Till next time.